From my perspective, the future of work in the AI era isn't about machine replacing us. It's about AI amplifying our potential. AI automates repetitive tasks, freeing us to focus on creativity, strategy, and complex problem solving. New industries and roles will emerge that we haven't even imagined yet. Economic growth will become more inclusive as lower costs expand access to advanced services like healthcare, education, and financial inclusion. But here's the thing, unlike the gradual shifts of previous revolution, AI impact could be both rapid and far reaching. That makes it even more critical to implement accelerated policy interventions and innovative training programs to ensure that no one is left behind. Welcome back to the Forge POV, where we go beyond the headlines to uncover the insight that truly matter for the startup founders, tech leaders, and entrepreneurs. I am Subrata Kar. Today we are diving into a topic that's stirring up a lot of debate: the future of work in the AI era. How will AI create more jobs than it destroys? You have likely seen the headlines: autonomous trucks, AI driven legal services, and even software coding tools that might automate up to 40% of software engineering work. The dominant narrative paints AI as a job killer. But here's the thing, when you look deeper at history, economic data, and emerging trends, the story is much more nuanced. So let's unpack it. Now, critics often say that automation and machine intelligence will replace human labor, leading to mass unemployment. For example, autonomous vehicle. They say self-driving trucks could displace millions of drivers globally. But here's the thing. While exact numbers for driver displacement are hard to pin down, recent projections show that the US autonomous vehicle market is expected to grow over $75 billion by 2030, which really underscores the scale of change in the industry. Legal services, AI tools for document review and contract generation might reduce the need for paralegals and junior lawyers. Software engineering, tools like GitHub Copilot might automate up to 40% of software engineering work, according to Gartner. Now, these projections naturally spark a lot of anxiety. But you see, history tells us a different story. Every time new technology comes along, people worry that it will wipe out our jobs. But here's the thing, history shows that jobs evolve rather than disappear. Let me share a few examples. Take the Industrial Revolution. Back in 1800s, folks were terrified that mechanization would eliminate jobs. Instead, US factory employment jumped from 2.5 million in 1880 to over 10 million by 1920. It wasn't that jobs vanished, they just changed. Now, think about internet and cloud computing for a moment. Instead of wiping out IT jobs, the internet gave rise to entirely new sectors like cloud computing, digital marketing, cybersecurity, and today they are valued over $500 billion. And when you consider digital marketing, just look at how the YouTubers and the TikTokers have created completely new business models, generating real revenue and providing livelihood for millions. And who could forget the smartphone revolution? By cutting costs by over 90%, smartphones didn't just replace our old mobile devices, they paved the way for roles in app development, digital services, and beyond, benefiting over a billion people worldwide. Here is the kicker. Some estimates say that AI could add up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, potentially boosting global GDP by 14%. Recent analysis suggests that while many jobs might face short-term disruptions, new roles will emerge that use AI as a tool to enhance our work rather than replace it. Now let's connect this to the bigger picture. AI acts as a productivity multiplier. When companies automate repetitive tasks, productivity can jump by 30 to 50%. That's what McKinsey estimates for sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, and finance. But here's the thing, higher productivity often leads to lower costs, which can in turn help expand markets. For example, take healthcare. AI assisted diagnostics have dramatically cut the cost of medical imaging, making advanced care more accessible in developing nations. Likewise, in financial services, AI driven banking solutions are expanding services to over 1.2 billion unbanked individuals worldwide. Bottom line, lower costs typically boost demand and spark new business opportunities, often triggering a ripple effect that drives economic growth. Let's break it down by industry because the impact of AI is very real across various sectors. Take healthcare. Imagine a surgeon performing cataract surgery. Traditionally, a surgeon might complete 2 to 3 procedures a day, but with AI assisted robotics, that number can jump to 25 or 30. This does not mean surgeons are being replaced. It means that we are creating a support ecosystem, and we will see robotic surgery assistants to keep the system running smoothly, data analysts to monitor outcomes and fine tune processes, remote health specialists who extend telemedicine services. And here is another point. While AI powered drug discovery is shortening research timelines, targeted transition programs like government funded retraining initiatives are critical for helping workers shift into emerging roles in bioinformatics and precision medicines. In manufacturing, AI driven automation can boost efficiency by up to 50%. Collaborative robots or cobots work alongside human operators. Now, this creates opportunities in maintenance and quality control, where skilled technicians are needed. 3D printing and custom manufacturing, which drive innovations in supply chain optimization and bespoke productions. In the transportation sector, while self driving truck might reduce traditional driving roles, they also open up new roles. Autonomous fleet managers to oversee AI powered fleets, smart traffic management analysts who optimize urban routes, drone delivery coordinators to manage emerging logistics systems. And here's an interesting tidbits. The Waymo has already logged over 20 million miles on public roads, and Tesla have accumulated over 3 billion miles in autopilot mode since 2014. That's a clear signal on how rapidly the technology is evolving. Even in software engineering, AI is reshaping the landscape. AI integration engineers who design and deploy AI solutions, AI algorithm auditors ensuring ethical and efficient AI operations, human AI collaboration specialists blending technical expertise with creative insights. But now let's be real. Some case studies predict that AI might automate 30 to 40% of jobs. But these analyses often miss the job creation effect that follows technological disruptions. From ATM to IT boom, show that while roles may shift, overall employment trends grow. That said, we must also acknowledge that significant short-term disruptions might occur. For example, autonomous vehicle could displace a substantial number of drivers before the new roles like fleet managers are fully scaled up. Concrete transition programs such as government funded retraining for truck drivers to transition into fleet management, or partnership between tech firms and community colleges for targeted skill training will be vital. And here is a note of caution. If reskilling effort lag, inequality could widen in the short term. This makes it even more important to implement proactive, inclusive policies and accessible training programs. Now, here is how I see it. You might agree, you might not, but that's okay. But from my perspective, the future of work in the AI era isn't about machine replacing us. It's about AI amplifying our potential. AI automates repetitive tasks, freeing us to focus on creativity, strategy, and complex problem solving. New industries and roles will emerge that we haven't even imagined yet. Economic growth will become more inclusive as lower costs expand access to advanced services like healthcare, education, and financial inclusion. But here's the thing, unlike the gradual shifts of previous revolution, AI impact could be both rapid and far reaching. That makes it even more critical to implement accelerated policy interventions and innovative training programs to ensure that no one is left behind. In summary, the fear that AI will lead mass unemployment comes from a static view of work. History, economic trends, and emerging data show a different reality, one where AI acts as productivity multiplier, driving economic growth, creating new industries, and unlocking opportunities that amplify human potential. This is my personal point of view, and I know opinions will vary. So I would love to hear from you. Do you believe AI will create more jobs than it destroys? Or do you see a different outcome? What steps are essential to ensure the benefits of AI are shared by everyone? Share your thoughts using the hashtag ForgePOV. If you want a deeper dive into these trends, a detailed analysis of what the future holds, check out my full article in the Spark Digest newsletter. Subscribe below to stay ahead of the curve. Learn how you can thrive in the new era of work. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Forge POV. See you next time. Bye for now.